What's up, squad? If you haven't noticed, I decided to rearrange my room again. Right now, my bed. Oh, sorry. My bed is right behind me. I'm not. Now my computer is against the wall, but in the opposite direction. And yeah, the other day I tried to make a video, and then I got too depressed, so I rearranged the room. So, but yeah. So recently someone asked, I also apologize about the lighting right now. It's in like almost nighttime and I don't have a good light in front of me anymore. I will get one eventually. So yes. But back to what I was saying. Someone recently messaged me on one of my drawing videos. I don't remember I think it was on King, the Sloth Sin of the Seven Deadly Sins. Speaking of which, hold on, pause that conversation. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to redraw them because I am an artist that does two different things. I draw in my own style, but I also draw in other people's styles as well. I don't want to say that it's copying because it's not quite copying. It's slightly different. And also, copying would be like tracing the picture and stuff like that. I don't trace. I look at a photo on the internet on my computer and I draw it and I look up like this. It's not as good as the actual artist drawing. If you hadn't noticed, you can tell, like on the Bond, the very first one I did, the eyes are a little crooked. But that's because I'd never drawn that face and that angle like that before. And I don't know, I'm still learning myself. But I think I'm going to redraw them, but in a different style and or my own style or whatever. Your own. Okay, but yeah, back to what I was saying. Someone reached out and asked me for drawing advice, like how to draw better. Stop shaking. Stop. Okay, how to draw better, or to improve your drawing skill. Well, that's complicated, and you can talk to any artist, and they'll all tell you stop shaking. And they all tell you the same thing. Well, basically, not really the same thing, but around those lines. And it's true. You know why all artists say the similar things? Because they're telling you the truth. Honestly, like the best way to improve your skill is practice every day, or as frequent as possible. Do other people's styles. Don't rely on the eraser so much. So if you're drawing and you erase constantly, try your best not to. Try to do a couple drawings in, like, go on paper, use a pencil, don't erase at all. Not a single thing. I know it's hard because I have that problem. I rely on the eraser a lot. It's really, really hard not to, but don't. Like, you can when you're trying to do professional things for other people and you really messed up on a photo, but try your best not to erase at all. So go take some photos, some papers, and practice, like right now, and draw some pictures. I don't care of what, it doesn't really matter, just don't erase. And then you can move on to pen drawings. Just pen, no pencil, no practice, no whatever. Take your pen, start drawing, and that will improve your drawing skill. Not erasing and using a pen and stuff like that. A lot of artists will tell you this. A lot of artists will tell you other things too. Go listen to them. Listen to me. Go listen to who you believe is the better artists. Because they will tell you, and a lot of people will tell you to steal little fragments of people's artwork, because what I said earlier about your own style, my own style, it's a lie. You don't have your own style, really, honestly. A lot of people's styles are pieces of art taken from other artists. Like, there are artists that do really good handwork, and I like big eyes and chibi-like characters. So take a body frame and be like, oh, this is one from one artist, and then input another artist's eyes style, hand style, whatever, body position, and that is what creates your own style. So practice doing other people's arts. Practice looking at photos and drawing them like I do, constant. Or if you have like an eidetic memory, go outside, look at a tree or something, and come inside and try to draw it exact. That's another thing. So a lot of artists have a lot of problems with being exact. They're perfectionists. A lot of artists are perfectionists, and that's not a bad thing, but it's also not a good thing either, because well, I'm a perfectionist too, so but whatever. Nature is not perfect. Anything. The human body is slightly crooked. Like, your ear is slightly higher than the other, or whatever. It's nothing in this world is perfect, and that's what makes it perfect, technically. But whatever. So when you draw, try not to be a perfectionist, but also just don't be like. But of course, don't be like, my ear's gonna be down here and then it's up there. You make it look relatively realistic, unless you have a non-realistic style, that's fine too. Honestly, that's like abstract, and a lot of people do it. So there's no problem with that. But if you're trying to be like, I don't know, if you're trying to go to the truest form, try not to go out of proportion too much, but don't over proportion by doing like too even, and unless it's like anime, and even then anime's not that perfect either. So sorry, I don't wear hats often, but my hair is wet, so I tried to wear a hat for this video. I took a shower recently, so. But yeah, don't be a perfectionist too much, or at least try not to be. Like, I know it's hard. I have a real bad problem. So so try to relax a little bit, calm down, practice every day, stuff like that. If you do want to do like if you want to help with drawings and stuff like that to get like a perfect circle, I use objects around me. Like, this is a pill bottle. I use my own personal coasters that I have. I have a coaster that's slightly off tick, where it's not fully a circle, and I use that thing to help me with not perfectionism. So I use like a slightly oval, like almost circle coaster to help me do circles, and I turn it to where I need that like extra oval-y like point to go. So I've done pen drawings before with no eraser. I know it's hard, but with enough practice it gets easier. So if you were just talking for drawing, that's a lot of the drawing tips. If you're talking about art in general, the one like major advice everyone will give you is practice all the time. I would like to say I practice all the time, but I don't. A lot of artists like me are procrastinators. We like to do things last minute. So I don't always practice. I usually go to draw a project and wait for the last day to do it because I procrastinate. So yeah. And just try not to procrastinate too much. That's another one. Just be like, set yourself a schedule and be like, hey, I need to do this today, like right now. So, and then you'll eventually get to it eventually, whatever. Meh. But yeah, if you are looking for tips for like painting is a lot more difficult because it's you can't really erase. Of course, you can paint over it once it dries, depending on what kind of paint you're using, but it's still risky. It's complicated, and it blends colors together a lot easier than like pencil or color pencil or something like that. And it takes more practice to get used to, in my opinion. I personally don't like painting that much, but I'm learning to get a hang of it. And as soon as I get a hang of it, I will probably like it more often. Like it more than I did before. Yeah. So, but yeah, practice. Watch videos. That's another hit. Just watch YouTube, really. If you don't know how to paint a certain way or draw a certain way, watch a video. Because they will show you. They will show you. And don't be mad if it's not completely accurate. It'll be slightly different because you're doing it instead of them. Another tip is change your style a little bit. Practice other styles because, okay, so if you draw like I draw really jagged lines. I'm very like sharp points and squares and triangles and rectangles. My problem is curves and flow. So I have to practice with flowy objects like fish or trees blowing in the wind. Plants are a good way to go. Hair's a good way to go. But practice doing stuff like that if you have sharp points and jagged edges like I do. If you have too much flow, if you have problems with sharp edges and jagged lines and stuff like that, practice some stuff like practice on other things like, I don't know, shapes, weapons, anything that has a straight jagged line. If you need something like that, just practice on those. If you need something flowing and curved, practice on that. If you just need to change your style a little bit, go look at other people's art and practice what they do. It's really the best way to go. Another way to practice is draw or paint something you've never done before. Like, I'm really, really bad at realistic drawings because I don't like drawing them. Honestly, they just come out funny for me, honestly, so I just don't draw them. So if you want to get into that, practice. Look at other people's art once again and practice. That's mainly the thing you gotta do. There's a lot of things that I need to learn too. I'm trying to get into wood burning still. Like, I've done some, but it didn't come out good enough in my opinion. And I need to do more practice on that, and along with wood carving. I did one wood carving technically, but I didn't. It's not really a carving. I really just dug into a piece of wood and whatever. I need to practice on a couple things too. So, but for example, if you had something, say you draw anime a lot, but there's this one particular anime style that you've never done before. Do that. Do that style. Draw that real quick. And you'll learn. You'll learn as you go. Every drawing you do, you learn as you go. And if you ever notice, when you draw a drawing and then try to redraw a drawing, it always comes out different. Whether it's better or worse, it's always different. So redraw the same thing maybe like 5 times, and you'll see the difference. And just keep drawing these things, either the different things or the same things. Just keep going, and I promise you'll get better. But yeah, watch videos, talk to other artists, listen to them tell you advice or life hacks or whatever they want to call it. It's whatever. This is not a secret thing. Everybody knows what you have to do to get better. It's just complicated. You have to really work for it, and I'm still working for it. I am there are so many things I'm bad at. I'm still working. But I do thank you for asking me for advice. I don't know why you would. There are so many other better artists on the internet and on YouTube and stuff. The only thing I'm really good at is copying other artists' work, and it's not even that good. And I wouldn't brag about that, because not a lot of people will go for someone else to copy someone else's work. So, and it's just not great. So, but I'm working on my own thing as well. I am slowly but surely getting better. I'm getting better with the shrinky dinks that I'm doing too. They're slowly learning with those. I keep trying to make videos about them, but I don't want to record them being in the oven, because they're like, the oven's gross. And it's not like we don't clean it. We clean it. It's just gross. And we don't have a glass on our oven, so we can't really record it. And I'm not going to leave it open. And whatever. But yeah. Watch videos, talk to other artists, practice, do different things, do the same things. That's basically all you can do. Or if you want to go the extra mile, go to classes. Go to artist classes, drawing classes. I mean, if you have the money for it, go ahead. But I honestly wouldn't. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, of course, you have someone there to teach you step by step. But you could literally watch a video, and they will teach you relatively step by step, if not step by step. And you'll learn a lot just by watching something. You have the internet. I say use it. Might as well. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm glad you asked for drawing advice from me. I'm very surprised you did, but thank you. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.